Hi, I'm Congressman Ron Kine. Next week I'll be back home traveling around the Congressional District, having my listening sessions to get feedback from people, but also visiting many of our university campuses. Because one of the major focuses that I'm working on is trying to prevent a doubling of interest rates on federal student loans that will take effect July 1st of this year unless Congress intervenes to stop it. We should stop it. Our students are having to carry more debt to finance their higher education, to develop the skills they need to be competitive in the global marketplace. What they can ill afford today is a doubling of those interest rates on those loans, which would result in roughly an additional $5,000 of expenses for the typical graduate in Wisconsin. There's a way of doing this and paying for it that makes sense. Unfortunately, my Republican colleagues this week introduced legislation to prevent that, but they do so by paying for it from the backs of children who need important immunizations in their life, and also funds that would go to breast cancer and cervical cancer screening for women. Those are the wrong areas that we should be looking for in the federal budget to pay for the interest rate legislation. I instead supported taking away the huge tax breaks that big oil companies are currently receiving, even though they're sitting on record profits because of high oil prices. They don't need these continued subsidies and tax breaks. That would be a more appropriate offset so that our students aren't facing a higher interest rate burden. The president called for vetoing the Republican legislation because of the improper offsets that they would use to pay for the bill. So hopefully we're going to be able to come together in a bipartisan fashion before July and get this fixed for the students of our country. And then finally this week, again, my Republicans introduced a cybersecurity bill to try to reduce the threat that cyber hackers have on the U.S. economy and on computer systems throughout our nation. I voted against it, however, because I felt there wasn't enough guarantees with individual privacy and data exchanging hands, and I feel we can do a better job of protecting people's private information and data on these computer systems without allowing private companies to share that at will or forwarding it on to government agencies without sufficient safeguards and checks. Again, the president vowed to veto that bill unless those elements are properly addressed and greater safeguards and civil liberties are enhanced in any cybersecurity legislation. I'm always interested to hear your thoughts and to get your feedback on these and other matters, so feel free to attend my listening sessions back home or get in touch with me through phone, email, my website, so I know what's on your minds. Thank you.